Hello, and welcome to the first session of the Star of Makai, a most interesting venture will follow suit as each of you find yourselves within the township of Trovenshire, a lonely village on a southern island of Berusia, within sight of the free city of Desislava. It is one where the people are, for the most part, free of general perils of the mainland, though they have their own troubles. Strange ruins reside within this land, and a haunted past that, even to this day, imperils its people, as the darkened ruins that dot its landscape are filled with monsters and beasts that roam about, requiring a even-handed guard and a large adventuring presence within the island. Part of this troubled past comes with a festival that happens every year. Though the keystone, the portion of this festival only occurs once every, I believe it was 13 years. Let me go look at my notes, god damn it. Off the top of my head. Adventure background. Year, control F for year. There we go.
I thought you said like
Every 50 years.
Yeah.
Every 50 years, the Star of Makai, a shooting star within the skies overhead of the village, can be seen crossing the horizon, lighting the town in a most spectacular glow of greens, blues, a veritable aurora, as it were, even in the mid-fall that we find ourselves in. It is one such year where we find our party. Within the 50th anniversary, I believe that is right. Yeah, math, that's math out. 50th anniversary of the star's return to the village of Trovenshire.
So 2,500 years?
Yeah. Wherein the townsfolk begin to gather, placing up festivities, carts, merchants' wares, games of chance, of skill, plenty of food and games, children running about, laughing and playing within the streets of Trovenshire. The guard, however, seemed to be uneasy. Their weapons clearly visible. The town itself, a mixture of raucous chaos and quiet unease. It is here where we find our heroes. If you would like to introduce yourself, Shaka. You can also introduce where you might be found at this point in time.
I am Shaka, your friendly neighborhood librarian, far more comfortable between the stacks than out in the rain. The beauty of this festival has brought me out in hopes to perhaps glimpse a little more of the secrets of the universe. While I've read pretty much everything there is to read on this island, I'm still thirsty for more. And for that, I guess I need to go out into the woods. And for that, I'll need the rest of my friends.
Very good, very good. And on this day, or more accurately, this early evening, about 3-ish p.m., where would you find yourself?
Probably forcing myself to get out of the library, enjoying the afternoon, and spend time with my recently acquired adventuring companions. Uh, Being an introvert, I have to force
Mhm.
myself to actually go out and be in public.
Indeed. It is something that has been perhaps more difficult of late, even as the library has been quiet of late.
Oh, perfect time to
Past,
read.
indeed, it's the perfect time to read. Over the past month now, the library's caretaker, Sarani Kine, its keeper, its head researcher, its your tutor, in fact, um, is off on another expedition to the ruins outside of town and hasn't been seen since. This is not abnormal for her, but the length of it is, as normally she'd be gone for at most 2 weeks at a time.
Mhm. But with the festival in town, I'm sure there are more merchants. And with more merchants, potentially more tomes.
Indeed, indeed. As there are, in fact, several ships laid in dock at this point in time. Tokens not visible because they will not be relevant in a near bit of time. As merchants from Desislava and other coastal villages and cities have shown up to see this most rare sight, including those from the southern continents who have braved the monstrous seas to the south. From there, as you're going to be with your companions, we're just going to go next on the list. Meet. Would you like to introduce yourself, and where might you be?
Um, sorry, so many tabs.
All good.
So everybody calls me Meat, mainly because I have the same name as my father, and tells us apart. I grew up here in Trovenshire. My parents own a alchemy shop up north, and I've been helping my friends set up all their stalls and stuff pretty much all morning. And now I'm wandering the festival.
Very good, very good. And you will likely be wandering with your companion Shaka. Alright. From there, we have Li Lungquan. If you would like to introduce your character, and where might you be during this time?
Well, Lee is from Yokugan and would have come in on a ship. He is a legacy adventurer. His parents were both adventurers. His mother died in combat. She was a healer. His father was a traveling bard from Baruja. And he has heard stories of this boogeyman and come to defeat it.
Excellent. And where might you be found? Just getting off the dock, or within more local taverns, wandering the streets?
Depending on when the ship came in, either at a tavern or just wandering around, getting to know the town, because he's never been here before.
Alright. I think there's still ships coming in, though the last of the ships will be arriving at about 5 p.m., so there's still a couple times left for those. In terms of taverns, you have 3 main locales within town. You have the Fisherman's Hollow, a fairly upper scale tavern, a lot of live music playing, lively crowd, fairly friendly atmosphere. You have the Makai's Rest Inn, bit of a more middle tier establishment, much more mellow, more of just a place you can go get a drink with your friends and pub it up. Yeah, that's right down here. And then you have the Lost Den Tavern. This one's probably not the type that you would find well-to-do people in. I would say it's not a seedy tavern, but it is certainly one that a certain clientele would visit, if you catch my drift.
Right. And what can I afford with a little less than 2 silver? That's the question.
The Lost Den or the Makai's Rest.
Uh-huh. And is there any sort of adventuring guild in town?
There is, in fact, a guild in town. There is the Hall of Reclamation. It is a guild hall of the Sarkhan Seekers, a group of adventurers who delve into ruins finding lost relics.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he would probably first try to get lodging somewhere. Because a tavern's a tavern, but lodging is important, right?
Yeah, yeah.
and then see what he has left for money, and either try to go earn somehow with his healing skills, or you know,
All
yeah,
right.
he didn't show up wealthy, so let's put it
Excellent.
that way.
And we're going to have you make your way to the Makai's Rest, unless you would think you'd go to the Lost Den.
Well, I might also discuss it with Orphe. I believe we were arriving together.
Fair enough. Then we
Yes.
will begin with their introduction and go from there. So, Orphe, as your companion has... We'll actually just start you guys off the dock. That makes it easier. As your companion, Lee, has... I can't think of the word to remove yourself. Docked?
Undocked.
Disembarked.
Disembarked. Thank you. Disembarked from the ship that you've sailed in here upon. Your companion, Orphe, if you'd like to introduce your character.
Hello, I'm playing Orphe Mir, a traveling swordsman in training, also from Yakugan. I'm saying adventure. I want to say he's an adventurer, but he was essentially just picked up by Lee, and Orphe follows him ever since, like a lost puppy. He's quite carefree. He has a weapon, but it is hidden under his cape, if that is important.
Good to know, good to know.
Hmm.
All right. I need to go quickly look at something in my DM notes real quick, because you did just remind me of something, and I don't remember if I kept that keyword. Let's see here. Peace bonding is listed. Okay. We'll get into that in a second.
Sounds ominous.
It's fine. If any of you've ever played Fable 1, and you ever went into the main city there, it's that.
Yeah, right.
Your weapons have to be peace bonded. But I'll go into that in a second once we get everyone's introduction down. It's a little line I wrote, like, it's pretty important, but it's a little line I wrote, like, a month ago and I completely forgot about, but then you said weapons and that brought it into my mind.
Does that mean my weapon's peace bonded?
Yeah, it would be basically a little cord that ties around it to keep it sheathed while you're in town.
So, just because I'm curious, how long of a journey by ship would it be from Yokugan?
Ooh, that is quite the journey indeed. I believe from Yokugan to the southern edge of Perugia, you're looking at probably about 700 miles, give or take, just off the top of my head. Several months. We'll just leave it at that, and I'll get into the specifics in a moment.
Okay.
But as you two dock, you guys would make your way to the harbor master's office to speak with them about basically, docking setups and whatnot. Basically, getting your guys' bounds and whereabouts set. Also, learning about the rules of the town, such as peace bonding, which we'll get to in a moment after we introduce our last individual, our most unique individual, I'd say, in this party of mostly humans. This one who rustles, if you'd like to introduce your character.
Greetings. Standing at a remarkable 8 feet tall, slightly hunched, is a. You'd be mistaken if you'd thought that they were a tree. But no, they are quite animate. But a gentle giant, at least from outward appearances. Right now, they are looking at trying to sample any of the local produce or any exciting new things that have come in for the festival, or they are very interested in the culinary arts.
Excellent. In that case, you'll likely be out in the main market thoroughfare, which you're already here, so just most of it's up here. Alright, so that puts you here, that puts you guys just walking along, that puts you guys entering into this area. In terms of introductions, now that we have determined where everyone is, and who everyone is, we will begin with the group entering and go from there. So, Lee and Orphe, as you disembark, making your way up these stone steps to the rising stonework building of the harbor master's office, you can see that there is a moderate group of people. There's actually plenty of laborers here who are seemingly helping out. The harbor master, who appears to be a well-dressed dragonborn of silvery blue scales, who is just kind of like almost overwhelmed with the amount of citizenry and tourists who are coming here to basically join in the festivities. But even though they seem almost overwhelmed, they seem to be handling the large crowd well enough.
Well, I suppose I'll approach him and try to catch a moment of his time. I'll greet him in Draconic.
Alright, let's see here. Just bring up his NPC note list. That's on my DM notes, not your guys' notes. Alright, and then we have... There we go. Okay. And you are an Imperial Dragonborn, right?
Yes.
Cool. Alright.
Hello, sir. I am Lilum Quan, and this is my bodyguard. We are here from Yokugan, and we'll be staying for the festival.
Ah, yes, more travelers indeed. Not to worry, not to worry, yes. Oh, there's one thing should be noted, since you are travelers and not from around these parts. First off, I'll have you sign some of these forms here. He'll hand you a little clipboard with a writing quill and some pieces of part. There's about 3 pieces of paper there. If you know legalese, then we can go into more detail. Otherwise, it looks like a lot of legalese. And you can roll some checks for this.
Does he reply in Draconic? Does he speak Common?
He would reply in Draconic as he was spoken to in Draconic.
Alfred just sends nods. He doesn't understand anything, but he just nods. Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'm gonna attempt to read, and yeah. I mean, I'm not just gonna sign it. I will peruse it and see if I can't see what it's about.
All right.
Try to know the rules at least.
You give me a knowledge local check, and if you have profession lawyer or profession scribe or anything like that, I would let you use that with a lower DC.
Nope, I'm not even trained in local.
And you can give me a flat intelligence check as profession.
Boy. I'm not very smart either. But how about I see if I can't get a read on him and see if I'm gonna make a sense motive and see if I trust him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm good at. Let's see.
All right. The man is obviously feeling the pressure here, pretty overwhelmed. You don't think he's trying to fleece you or anything like that. You think it's just like business is business. Why is everyone thinks that I'm trying to fleece them? I just want them to sign these papers. Oh my goodness, just sign them, dear God.
Right. Okay. So I'll go ahead and sign. I'll even use my own quill because you know I'm dressed and carrying books like a scholar.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Very good. Very good. That makes my life a whole lot easier. But yes, there is a local law going around these parts. A peace bonding, if you were, of blades and weaponry. If they are sheathed, then they need to be bound in a leather cord to prevent their release easily. Otherwise, there is a fine in place and perhaps jail time if multiple applications of this offense are made.
Mm-hmm. Very well. I have no weapons, but I'll turn to Orphe. They want you to peace bond your weapons. In common.
If you're talking, you're muted. This is getting really epic.
Yeah. We're gonna peace bond your weapon. epic music.
Five
so
stars on ping.
my question about that is, since I'm from here, is my stuff peace bonded too?
It would be unless you're part of the guard.
Okay, what about like chefs and stuff? Like, can they not use their knives to cut things?
They can. It's if you're using like a battle axe, a long sword, obvious weapon designed for war.
Oh, I have a
needs-
quarterstaff and a dagger.
A quarterstaff is fine. A dagger is
For cutting meat.
Yeah.
A literal pickaxe.
if it's
Yeah,
a-
I don't use it in combat. I use it as like a tool.
yeah. I mean, there is a difference between a dagger and a knife.
Mhm.
So, like for example, a dagger, it's designed,
Well,
for murder.
it came with a
war.
kit.
Yeah.
Like for
Well, in
the
that case, it's probably part of the kit, so you're fine with that one.
okay.
Right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Welcome
Yes.
back.
Discord
Welcome back.
decided to just die on me.
Yeah.
Right.
If for example you were looking at, like I have a dueling dagger, but like that's totally a weapon of war. You need to peace bond it. If you're talking about like a knife, that's fine. Talking about like a I think a dirk. Yeah, dirk is also a weapon of murder. So I think a knife and a dagger are the only two on here. Now I'm actually looking at the list that would be considered mundane.
Right, so I was disconnected, but like when this person was describing all of this in Draconic, Orphe like just slightly raised a hand, like, I'm sorry, what are you saying? I do not actually understand.
And at that,
Uh,
My apologies, he'll switch to common. I thought from your companion and your homeland, you might speak of the same tongue.
do you speak? What's the language here? I don't know, like vampirish. Is that too
It's
old?
Persian.
No, I'm talking about. You know what? Don't mind me. Can you explain it to me again?
Certainly. There's a local ordinance in place in town where weaponry needs to be bound in leather cord to prevent its drawing.
Oh.
There's a fine or perhaps prison time if broken over multiple times.
That is fine. I was not planning on doing that anyway. He will reach in under his cloak and produce a black-colored scabbard.
Mhm.
Like not scabbard, sheath, I guess.
Yeah. Hmm.
And just
And he'll hand you guys some leather cord to peace bond your weapons.
he just
Very well.
tie it around and tie a nice knot.
Now, there are some festivities here that involve weaponry. I believe there is a dueling arena of sorts. There's also an archery contest and several other we'll have to ask the caretakers of those particular attractions. But for such things, they provide the instruments for the affair.
excellent. Could you recommend lodgings?
Yes. I would recommend staying at Makai's Rest. It is just around the corner here. It is fine beds indeed, and moderately priced. Now, if you're wanting a bit more, as he kind of looks at your attire and whatnot, the fact that you have a bodyguard, if you're wanting a bit more of a upper scale establishment, I would recommend the Fisherman's Hollow. Tavern down below, but they do have beds and a few suites, in fact, upstairs.
Uncle Lee, I don't think we have enough money.
Very well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Making this much easier than it could have been.
We'll move on.
All right.
Like you said, he seemed busy. I don't want to talk to him for too long.
Yeah. All right.
If it matters, I will put the scabbard, not the scabbard, the sheath back in the cloak.
Yeah.
Just
Alright.
keep it out of sight.
All right. Very good. Do you both peace bond?
I don't have any weapons.
Well, that works out well.
So,
Do you peace bond, Orphe?
unless
Yeah.
they consider my spell book a weapon, but
Because it is possible to air quote peace bond and say I make it look like I'm doing it, but not actually doing it.
No, afraid does it, yeah.
All right, as you guys push forward into the main thoroughfare, you guys would see that the traditional dirt, dried earthen path transitions into worked cobblestone. It seems this section of the town is older, or perhaps more heavily tread. They thought it prudent to enhance the roadwork here. You can see it is flanked by two larger buildings, each of which have a very elaborate and delicately carved sign. One on the left appears to be a sign showing a bowl overflowing with bits and bobs, just like random knickknacks, like a pair of knitter's needles, a couple beads and buttons, a sack of grain, just overflowing with random items, basically. And it's labeled as Kibbles and Bits General Store. Now that's this one here. To your right, you have another large building with a very delicately carved sign. This one shows what appears to be a large anchor, wherein a hammer is crashing into its top, and it seems to be somewhat barnacle covered. And beneath that lies the words Flotsam Steel Smithy. Just up ahead, obviously there is quite a large crowd gathering within this main thoroughfare. It's way too many tokens for me to want to put down so you guys don't lag out. But there's quite a crowd. It seems there are some guards walking about, each of which do have a weapon that does not appear to be peace bonded like your own, all dressed in various sets of leathers or chain. Nothing plated. Seems they can't afford that, or they just don't feel the need for plate armor. Regardless, though, there's a decent guard presence. It's just very spread out, seemingly like maybe one guard per 50 people, or maybe even per 100 people, just because the crowd's really hard to kind of see them. As you're making your way forward, Shaka and Meat, are you doing anything in particular as you're enjoying your walk through the thoroughfare?
Probably
So-
going to go beat Russell.
Excellent.
Is Shaka from this city as well?
Yeah.
Yes,
So we've known each other for probably a long time.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I've been trying to get you and Russell to go out and become adventurers because I need people to protect me while I explore the world. Come on, guys, do it.
All
You know you
all
want
I've ever really heard is how boring it is from my parents.
What
You know, it's just
attitude?
mostly boring and then just periods of insane terror.
All
mean-
right.
maybe, but that's where you learn things.
I was gonna say that my mom probably wanted me to pick her up something from the general goods store while we're out here sometime.
So a delay to there, or do you want to go to Russell and then go there?
No, I got all day to go get that.
Fair enough. All right. As you're walking and talking, just making this most interesting conversation, you would find your companion, this one who rustles, is, well, hard to miss, being that they're just fuck off tall. As you see the strange tree-like creature just standing by a bunch of market stalls, all hawking various goods and treats, most of which are just sweets or savory snacks one might enjoy. So like kebabs or baklava. There's even a few, what were these things called? It doesn't really matter. There's a whole bunch of various rolls, sweet rolls, muffins, even some more traditional foods one might want for like a lunch. So like there's a couple people who are serving stew. But you would see them
How
observing this.
can you believe it? Layering such things in such a flaky way. How novel indeed. I will take one, please.
Of course, certainly. That'll be 2 copper.
Here you go.
Excellent. You have acquired baklava.
Delicious. It looks kind of like an Iron Maiden unraveling as I open what would be my mouth. You see the little disc that you thought was a face kind of like flip up slightly. And this is just a mess of thorns and vines I just chuck the baklava into, like a bin.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Ah, apologies. I was quite distracted.
You are muted if you're talking.
Oh, right. Push to talk.
Find something you liked, Russell?
Indeed, they called it baklava.
How do you get
I
the chat
didn't-
bubble?
I didn't think you would have a
Control
sweet
space.
tooth.
Control space.
Well, sugars and whatnot are quite important for plant growth. Ah, and all the better to get it from something else than having to make it myself. I wiggle my leaves.
So, from your vantage point, have you seen anyone interesting yet?
Not yet, but I haven't been looking around at interesting fellows so much as interesting produce.
Well, remember, we're on the lookout for some adventurers now.
Yes.
With all the people coming into town, there should at least be some.
Perhaps we might be able to catch some people coming in. Where do people enter this place from?
There's a steady flow coming in from the docks, and I would like to go take a look at the merchants as they get off the ships. Hopefully, they'll be bringing more than just people to the island.
Oh yes, wonderful exotic fruits and vegetables.
Sure, that too.
All right. As you're making these words, speaking to Lewis, one who rustles, your past perception shock is enough to spot a most peculiar individual walking along the thoroughfare between the 2 major shops in town. A almost human-like dragonborn. Their scales. Is your character art accurate, Josh?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Their scales a almost radiant goldish yellow hair growing, giving them a bearded look with large bushy eyebrows curling back, darkened sulfuric horns, dressed in attire that's almost reminiscent of the northern regions of Arlogus, the jungles up that way, but yet different still. Beside them, a companion dressed in. Would you be dressed in similar attire, Orphe?
Yes, just slightly lighter, I guess.
Slightly lighter. Okay. A similar individual robed, yet their clothes perhaps not as heavy set. Their skin pale, their hair. Would you have blonde hair as well?
Blonde.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their hair blonde, almost moonlit in the evening sky. But these individuals definitely seem new, and with your past perception of, it's pretty good past perception, you would see that Orphe does seem to have a something bulging within the cloak. Something that seems like it would be at the hip, so probably some form of weapon. You're not quite sure what exactly, but it is there. As for you two, Lee and Orphe, It's hard to miss the giant fuck off plant that's standing over there. That's weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very, very
Uncle is,
noticeable.
Like,
is that
I'm also
the-
6'8", by the way.
yeah.
I'm a
But
huge
you're not
human.
an 8-foot tall plant.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I also stand out. I'm just not a plant.
Yeah, you stand
He looks
out a
lot
little
wider
bit,
than I am.
but standing next to
Tall,
the
but I'm
giant
not-
tree, it's like, you know.
You would
Um,
absolutely
is
stand
that-
out if Russell wasn't there.
It should be noted for you two, though, since you are from Yokugan, seeing creatures like this one who rustles isn't exactly the weirdest thing, but seeing one that's just openly walking around in a town, that is not. It seems to be like buying items because you would see them retrieving the baklava and putting in the mask hole. That's weird.
Uh-huh.
Uncle
It's
is
weird for
that-
the region, or
It's weird for you guys.
yeah.
Like I assume we saw like plant spirits or like something.
Yeah, plant
similar.
spirits, things like I can't remember the
But
name.
they are on. But they are in the wild.
This
essentially.
is a festival about the boogeyman. Is it a costume?
It could be a costume. Though the fact that they removed their weird mask and the unhinging of the weird plant matter monstrous teeth thing was pretty weird.
That's just good cosplay.
Yeah. It's
I mean, maybe it's a disguise self spell that caused this.
True. I mean, there's a lot of magic out there too. Currently, I mean, the picture is accurate for Lee's clothes, but I'd be wearing my conjured armor, which is dark leaf and covered in runes and whatnot. So
Nice.
But you said you were also dressed as a scholar. Does that mean that there is a book visible on you somewhere?
yes, I have a spell book. It is an adventuring spell book.
Oh. See,
Nice.
that's what I would notice. Oh, it's a book.
I have a compact spell book.
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
And an adventurer's sash. Yeah. No, I look like a scholarly adventurer. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Also, by the way, Sage, I have what's it called? Material casting. So when I cast spells, I use the little paper scripts with things written
Yeah.
on them and consume them, right? Like a shugenja. Yeah.
Indeed. Very good. Very good.
So I actually have a bunch of those like hanging off of my belt.
So they basically have like a lot of really long unfurled scrolls, Korean style, going around them.
Hey, meet. Say hello to them.
The Dragonborn?
Yeah. That's
You-
exactly what
Why?
we're looking for.
Why don't you say hello to them if you're looking for adventurers?
I read much better than I talk.
You do.
I just give you a look.
So I guess I'll just start walking over. I don't know how much.
Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know how. Like, if there's going to be things that happen, or can I just walk all the way over to them? Or if they see me coming, are they going to, alter their path, that kind of thing?
Well,
Uncle Lee, someone is approaching us.
Do they seem threatening?
What is
My
it the
picture
guys
is
do?
accurate.
I am
I mean,
intrigued.
you're a big muscly dude, and you're just walking up to me. Do you seem threatening?
Step slightly in front.
I don't
I'm
have like a
swaying.
threatening, I don't have like a threatening look, or at least I'm not trying to. I look, I'm trying to be amiable.
Okay. I'll wait and see what you have to say.
Say hello. You newly arrived to the festival. Welcome to Trovenshire.
Why, thank you. Yes, we have come from far from Yokugan for this festival, and would like to know more about this boogeyman. And I look at the plant monster.
I'll
Is
I'll
that-
glance over at Russell, and then I'll turn back to Lee, and I'll say in Draconic, he's not the boogeyman. Don't worry about him.
Ah. Well, I am Li Long Quan. You may call me Li.
But where are my manners? I'm Jeffrey. Everybody calls me Meat.
Very nice to meet you, Meat. This
Yeah,
is my bodyguard, Orphe.
Hello.
I'll kind of nod at you. It's a nod down for acknowledgement, a nod up for recognition, right?
Correct.
He'll just extend the hand towards you.
Mhm.
I will gingerly grasp your hand.
How big is Meat again? Like
6'8".
6'8". Alright. Ofa is 5'7".
So, boogeyman, huh?
Yes, I have heard many stories of this boogeyman tell me of your festival. I would like to hear it from a local.
Well, if you want something explained, I'll step to the side. You need to talk to my friend Shaka here.
No, I didn't even notice him.
I should think Shaka's completely like behind Meat's silhouette.
He is. It's much like hiding behind a bookshelf. You know, just this one's Meat.
And I kind of like elbow nudge you, be like, "You could do it. You could do it."
Oh, yeah. Good afternoon. I'm Shaka. Pleasure to meet you, Lee, Orphe.
Nods, extends a hand for a greeting.
Shake the hand. Yeah. Excellent. Very good.
Looks at the plant. Slowly extends hand towards plant, but doesn't know if it can even give a handshake.
This is this one who
Right.
rustles.
Ah, yes, I know this custom. I reach a long noodly appendage over, and the vines kind of like wrap around like your hand a bit more than they ought to, and then I shake.
Still
And
with a
they
carefree smile, he just nods and like shakes it.
A stalwart friend, if ever there was one.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am called this one who rustles, frequently abbreviated to just Russell.
Oh, Faye.
Very nice to meet you, Shaka and Russell. So, I would like to learn more of this festival. Is there a better place to talk?
Absolutely. Come, let's walk. And Shaka will take the opportunity to regale them with local lore about the festival, with a fairly average telling.
All right. From what
He's
you're,
distracted.
I mean, there's a pretty distracting group of individuals around. But essentially, what they're giving you is that the festival occurs every year. Every 50th year, the local star returns to the festival, just in the skies overhead. It is known as the Star of Makai, which is named after the local bogeyman, the one that you're particularly interested in. The local legend that is said to steal into the night and snatch up kids who are naughty, bringing them back to the lair to be eaten. Basically, often taken as a like an old wives' tale of do your chores or the Makai will take you type of thing. And the festival is a way to hide forth from the evils of Makai by dressing up in costumes of various like monsters to scare them away, very much like Halloween style. It is noted that you have an 11 that the festival has shifted greatly from its original historical beginnings that you would kind of know about Shaka. You might complain about this, you might not. It's really up to you how you feel about this. But um, originally, it was a lot less festive, a lot more somber, and like a way to remember uh, those past lives lost. So like a way to remember the dead, kind of like Day of the Dead style. But it's definitely gone more like Mardi Gras, where it's just a big party.
I take it that's because, quote unquote, Makai snatchings have faded into myth somewhat.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Yes, while the tragedies that gave birth to this local legend have subsided, people tend more toward uh, the festivities. Uh, it's a little shame that they would ignore the root of the tradition, but drinking people will as they must. So you said you came here in search of the Makai.
Yes, my father was from Baruja, and he has told me many stories. Let me see. I do have history.
Mm.
So that's for stories of the historical aspects, not necessarily the local festival.
What lore do you have?
Oh, let's see. I picked a bunch of stuff. Barusian history, evil spirits, heroic tales, Yokugan clans and culture, adventurers guilds, bad omens, horde management, because Dragonborn. Obviously, you need to know how to handle your money, and fates.
All right. With that and your lores noted, you get a bit more to it than what Shock has been telling you about for the festival specifically. The local legends do speak of this bogeyman, this Makai, though they don't speak of them as like a ghost story or like a wives' tale. They speak of him more as a real entity, something that did in fact steal away the kids, that stole people from their beds. Um, Even some people along the southern borders of the main continent of Baruja were affected by this. Is just how you know about it, because you would have to have Trovenshire lore for it to be really spicy. But the stories did mention that the island south of Baruja, the one that most people just called Troventon. Sorry, let me just type that out for you guys. Troven. There you go. The island itself is dotted with many different ruins and ancient facilities, both during the time of the Primogens, out of character. They're like the Githyanki of the universe. And they have since disappeared thousands of years ago. But not too long after their disappearance, maybe a couple hundred years, relatively speaking, because they disappeared thousands of years ago. It was said that Makai walked the earth, and they held within these facilities, these abandoned ruins that were not ruined at the time, as a place of horror, a place to perform strange experiments and create twisting monstrosities that haunted the town's streets. It is this entity that is the true bogeyman that you would know with your history check. I don't know what that is.
Oh, trying to make a lore macro.
Ah, it's Provenchar lore.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. That was what you would know. In terms of what me would know, well, actually, you're trying to make a macro.
Well,
Was
that
it-
would be my.
Okay, so
That would
that
be
that
the
was an
value.
intentional roll.
It was.
Okay.
I mean, because we're all telling stories, and
Yeah.
Is that a history or a knowledge local?
that's just my lore, Trovenshire. I do have local
What's your bonus to local?
5.
So same thing. Okay. Cool. All right. DC is reduced in that case. Let's see here. All that I just told to Josh, you would also know. Additionally, there is a local legend that the nearby ruins, just northwest of town, within the foothills of the mountain there, are home to the we'll call it the domain of Makai. So their holdings, their laboratory, their home. Though the ruins up there, they have been built upon, rebuilt, destroyed, built again, many times over since then. With the most recent one being a chapel to the old gods that fell during the Age of Omens. Which, for your guys' knowledge, about 71 years ago, all the old deities that once were the pantheon of this continent, of this world, they fell. They crashed down upon the planet's surface like a bunch of meteors, snuffed out their divinity as apocalypse came to the planet. A group of heroes stopped it, rose to divinity, and became known as the Church of the Sevenfold Veil. And from these events, a bunch of false churches began to rise. Think things like Dragonlance, where they have churches that aren't really churches. They don't give clerics divine power or anything like that. A lot of cults began to take rise, so a lot of like patrons began to grow in power, grow in prominence, and real faiths, real deities began to emerge since then over the 71 years, which is where the current pantheon comes into play, as these ones that were those that were awoken by the Age of Omens, or ones that were formed during those events, whether through like becoming divinity from immortal, taking the test of the Starstone, finding one of those shards of the fallen deities and utilizing its power, various different means of gaining divinity, but regardless, that is basically Age of Omens. It's a giant apocalypse that happened. The Trask showed up, players killed it, all Gouda. In terms of that, though, that church, the abandoned church, is a remnant of that era, so not 70 years ago. But it's said, from what you believe, from some of the books that you have heard Shaka describe, that particular place is said to be home to the original laboratory of Makai. And that is notable, as many of the memories of Makai and their truth has definitely since faded. So it's just something you would have in some of the books that Shock would have talked about. Outside of that, though, just looking through my notes, see if I get anything else of note with the 24. A lot of these things are locked away by actually having access to books. So you just would know that the ancient people's distrust of magic is due to Makai and the bogeyman that they essentially become. So mages tend to avoid spellcasting in town because of this.
No, so spellcasting being forbidden is not a common knowledge.
It's not.
Not forbidden, but yeah.
It's just distrusted. The
Yeah.
people of town are fairly welcoming for the most part, but if you start casting magics, as I was describing during session 0, they might get a little spicy, a little wary of you. They're not gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of my face, you dirty spellcaster." They'll be like, "Oh, I gotta go." Or they might be like, "Oh,
you're
this
one
is
of
uncomfortable.
those.
This is uncomfortable. I feel like you're gonna turn me into a toad." Oh, yeah.
So while there have been no recent tales of the Makai, if you were going to look for it, this would be probably the most auspicious time to do so, being the 50th such festival graced by the star's presence.
Yes, timing is very important in these endeavors.
So is that why you come to us? You seek a trip to the ancient temple?
Indeed. I believe that would be one of the larger portions of my agenda.
Perfect. Come, let us find a place to sit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where have you guys been walking towards all this time? The Kai's Rest, the Lost Den, or the Fisherman's Hollow?
Makai's Rest is the Midland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
None
Alright.
of us got fat cash.
That's fair.
And we're not quite so,
And it's close.
It is certainly close.
Yeah, we're not seedy. We're good, upstanding folk.
All right, let me just drop an interior for you guys right quick that I can use. It's not going to be the official interior, but it'll do for now.
Speaking of being good, upstanding folk, on the alignment scale, I'm sitting at a good 4. Is that a
You have an aura of goodness.
yes? How noticeable is an aura of goodness?
Only if you have the ability to detect aura, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like a spell or an ability.
Just wondered.
4 is a lot for a mortal.
Indeed. That's why I mentioned it.
I believe the cap for mortals is 5, so
Yeah. Like beyond 5, you are essentially an outsider.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. This is what I was looking for. And then making sure it's sized about right where I want it. Cool. Okay. Cool. Okay. Grabbing your tokens as you guys make your way into Makai's Rest. The sign itself appears to be a flying comet that seems to be over-circling a crescent moon, and beneath it is the words Makai's Rest Inn. Pushing on inside, the place is, well, quite packed. It is festival day. It is a most loud occasion inside. It is people yelling for drinks, people having most noisy conversations, people laughing, cheering. There's even some appears to be music playing nearby from someone who's just kind of sitting near the fireplace, the hearth, on one of the stools. You can see that the barkeep is looking a little overwhelmed as well, but are managing well enough. And they appear to be a dragonborn of greenish purple scales. It's like purple with a green tinge. And they are dressed in a monstrous, like, horns added on, like a little mask of just horns, no face change things to it. But they seem to be wearing robes as if they are a mage, and they're like, "This is my costume." Mages are scary.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that is the barkeep behind the bar there. And anyone anyone else who would be in this tavern at this point in time? Let me go check around town.
Speaking of mages, just a passive reminder that I see magic, so if there's
He would be in
a
the tavern.
sudden like shine of magic, I will see it.
Good to know, good to know. I'm just putting some people who would be in the tavern at this time real quick for you guys to note.
Yeah.
And there'd be a... No, you wouldn't be there. Who else would be in here? No, you would be. Okay. Alright, there'd be 3 additional individuals in the tavern side of the inn itself. You would have a tiefling woman dressed in chainmail armor with leather fittings to it. Blade at her side, which is notably not peace bonded, indicating that she's likely part of the guard, and she's kind of like leaning up against the stairwell south of you guys heading up. You then have a young woman dressed in flowing white robes with golden accents, bearing the insignia of a burning, blazing sun with a diadem around her head. For those who have ranks in religion, you'd recognize the faith that she bears from the holy symbol around her neck. Which, does anyone have religion?
Yes,
Okay.
I have them all.
Cool. No need to roll. It's quite obvious in these parts. She is a member of the Church of Nepalis, the Church of the New Dawn, a deity that rose in prominence after the Age of Omens, especially that rose due to the people's need for something to basically save them from the vampire menace. And Church of a Sun God is just right up that alley.
There are only like 2 deities in Baruch, and both of them are sun gods.
Yeah, it's true. And lastly, there appears to be a woman dressed in simple robes, a warm fur cloak around her side, and she seems to be just kind of sitting and chilling on a nearby table by herself, just sipping on some coffee. Let me just make sure
She's not a local.
All 3 are locals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So would we know this
Yeah,
person?
or
who it is?
Shaka, Meat, and this one who rustles. Eloise, the one I just described last, she is the head of the local chapter of the Sarkhan Seekers, the Adventuring Guild. In fact, she's the only one in that guild hall. Anya Karamov is an acolyte of the Church of Nepalis, so not the head priest, but just a member of it, one who's of note. And then Malice is a member of the guard.
Good to know.
Yes, that is what you'd enter into. Most tables are filled, but consider this one or this, whatever one you guys want to sit at, open for you guys to sit at. Just so you guys have a place to sit. But otherwise, consider the entire tavern, other than that one table, completely booked.
Perfect. Since Shaka had always read books about adventurers being right next to the hearth and everything, he would head over there. 'Cause that's how this works, right? I mean, that's...
You can right click your token and snap to grid. Yeah. To unsnap yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I will lean on this post.
All right. So you take a seat. It's not too long thereafter when the barkeep will try to show up. Hi, hey, folks. So what can I get you? Looking for drink, food, just simple glasses of water.
Some food. would be
Afternoon,
nice.
Kaladin. Ales around, please.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Behind meat. Ales around, no problem. Right away.
The usual for me, please.
Certainly, certainly. Shall I add to the tab?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Right back with those. Just gonna. He'll be back in a moment if you guys want to talk to him. But
No
yeah,
one ever sees me behind meat.
it's true.
That's a combat tactic.
I feel like this is going to be a recurring joke.
I already
It
did.
absolutely is.
Meat is an actual meat shield, like a meat tower shield.
Yep. I have more HP too.
So, yes, at some point I would like to go visit the ruins. However, I would like to know more about the festival as well. How long is this festival? Are there major events during it? Any tournaments or?
Oh, absolutely. And I will proceed to give him everything that a local knows about the festival.
Mm-hmm.
All the things and the stuff.
All right. There are tournaments. There are games of chance, challenges. If you're wanting a tournament that might suit your character style more,
He's looking for something to make some money because he's broke.
Gotcha. There are gambling places for you guys to gamble. So games of chance, of cards, of dice. There are. You can just like go to an archery contest, but for you that might not be the best since you're non-combatant.
Right. Yeah.
There are contests of skill. So for poets, there is actually some contests for those who can write poems about Makai, and the one who wins would get a reward. There are, for those might be more meat style, there are outright just arenas. One can test a medal against another, see if they can't become the grand champion of the Makai's tourney. Let's see here, other festivities that might be noted that might interest you specifically. There is a pottery place in town, specifically Archibald's. Just scrolling out. Archibald's Treasure is one of the town's shops, a rare antiquity shop. They are running a pottery contest for someone who can make the most interesting, malformed, monstrous piece of pottery that they can think of while still having it maintain its form and being functional.
Okay.
And that's been true every year.
That sounds mildly interesting.
Outside of that, most traditional festival things are like dunk the sailor, so throw a ball, knock him down to the pit of water. Some fishing games. There's some racing games, sack races. The whole lot of just traditional festival games are going around too. But the major events would be the pottery event, the tourney, the archery contest, the poetry, and looking at my notes again. The last one, I don't think I mentioned this one yet. The last one is a stargazing one.
A stargazing competition.
Yes.
Tell me
How do they determine the winner on
more.
Astrological charts of food. So for the stargazing competition, there are several key aspects of the stars. So star signs out in the sky that one needs to be able to pick out within a certain time limit. So speed is key here, but there's also bonus points for those who can find peculiarities to what's being seen out there. So differences in what's normal.
So, yes, absolutely right up my alley. Got it.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely have been planning on participating in that. A kerbillion %.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in terms of the event, the main draw of the occasion, so outside of all the festivities, outside of all the games, just about 10 p.m. So in about 6 hours from the current, well, actually probably more like 5.5 since you guys been talking and walking a bit. Since you guys started, the star is supposed to be crossing overhead. So that is when the star will be actually shooting across the sky, and that's when everything kind of like calms down, like leading up to that 10 p.m. event, where everyone kind of like gathers up to the like the higher portions of the buildings. People are like allowed on the roofs, as an example. Um, People in the streets who can't get access to the roof because there is limited access to the roof scales viewing, tend to just sit in the grasslands surrounding the towns or climbing trees or random things like that. But everyone kind of sits and watches the star cross and the aurora that follows at
Don't
this
worry,
time.
guys. I got you taken care of. I have the finest roof to watch from.
You do, actually, yes. The library has the best roof in town.
Excellent.
And I'm the only one with the keys to the library right now.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Kai knows it too, but she
Nice.
hasn't been back in a month, so
Yeah, that's what I said right now.
Yeah.
I would
She
like to
ain't
see
here.
this library.
Oh, it's quite a long time.
And when was the stargazing competition? That was going to be after
the stars
big
in
event?
competition would be just before.
Just before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to
Sunset
hustle over
hits
to the
about
roof.
6:30ish p.m. and stargazing starts about 8. People start gathering for the viewing event of the comet crossing overhead at about 9, and then it begins at 10.
So is the festival a one-day event?
It's a one-day event for the main portions of it, but people are gathering for multiple days beforehand. So there's like games of chance still. There's gambling. There's food and whatnot. Before this, it's just the main day proper is when the major stuff happens.
And what day is it now? Is it the main day now?
It is the main day.
Okay. So we just got off the boat. We missed
Yep.
half the festival.
Yep.
All right. Okay. That's fine. But yeah. Yeah, that would be the main point, would be to check out the star and then possibly the ruins after. Yeah.
Ah, yes. And speaking of, one moment. I'll go up to Mistress Karamov.
hmm
Good evening.
She'll
I'm
go ahead.
I'm Shaka. You from the library?
She'll look up from the lute that she's idly strumming on. Oh, yes, yes. I remember you.
Yes, I would like to offer you the opportunity to view the star from the roof of the library. There's not a lot of room up there, but it is the finest view available in town.
Roll me diplomacy.
Uh-huh. I have to start buttering some bread because I may need heels and whatnot after this.
Oh no.
She's like, nope. She's okay. I come off as creepy. Got it. Hey, that's how this stuff works.
It's true.
That's okay. But my intent is to offer it to Duramov and Karamov,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Yep.
Oh,
I come off as creepy. Got it.
Well, the offer's certainly nice, but I've already made plans.
Of course. Of course. Meat's gonna give you shit about that.
Uncle Lee, shouldn't you give him advice or something?
Very well. Yes, I understand it. The hour is late. Yeah. Have a wonderful festival.
You as well. Strum.
I wasn't trying to be like that. I don't know why she didn't. Whatever. I mean, come on, man. It's not how it works in the books. Good evening, Mr. Sturmhoff.
Let's see, finding her notes.
If I'm going to become an adventurer, I need for her to know who I am, right? I got to butter the bread a little bit. Yeah.
9, 10, 11. Yes. Shaka, was it?
Yes, it is. I was just making plans for the star this evening, and since my mistress is still not returned from her most recent expedition, there's a bit of room available for those that would like the finest seat in the house. for this evening's view.
Roll diplomacy. It's getting better.
Cause I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
I mean, is it safe? That tower's really creaky, from what I recall.
It is the finest view in town, and also the most reinforced books. We can't have, we can't have the collection get wet now, can we?
Well, I suppose that is true. I what the hell's? Suppose I can join you up there?
Perfect. After the stargazing competition, I'll be heading immediately over to the roof so that we can enjoy it. Feel free to meet me at the library.
I'll see you then. There,
Excellent.
There, I'll see you there.
Indeed. I'll give an awkward little bow because
She
10 fellowships
returns
for the win.
an awkward little bow for 8 fellowships of the win.
Ah, perfect. As long as we don't bump heads, we're good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Shaka will have no idea how to gracefully exit that situation, and we'll just exit that situation. Okay. It's like, sorry, I just want to take care of that real quick before things got too late. Anyway.
I'll just pat you on the shoulder.
What?
Good job.
Well, if we're to be going out and doing adventuring things, then we should know the local adventuring lead, right? Makes sense.
Sure, buddy.
If that's what you want to tell yourself.
Yes, of course. What else would I tell myself?
Oh, is she a member of the guild?
She is effectively the guild here, yes.
Could you introduce me?
Absolutely. And up on the roof will be the perfect time. See? Told you I had a plan.
Excellent.
My eyes are just going to shift off into the distance.
I dip my fronds in the ale.
Oh, did he come back with our drinks?
Yeah.
Indeed, I imagine there's a lot of X's being pressed right now.
You guys would just kind of look down after this moment of shock and just see that your drinks are before you.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah, I need this.
So, yes, sit, knock off a bit of your travel dust, and here shortly we can go to the rest of the festivities and, enjoy everything Trovenshire has to offer. You never know. Perhaps the stars will indeed be auspicious tonight, and the stars will reveal something about Makai.
What was that?
iPhone. Just a notification.
I would like to
Strange
say,
strumming coming from the bard.
out of character, Sage,
Mhm.
that my drink is a Virgin Bloody Mary.
Excellent.
I don't drink alcohol.
Good to know. You do drink tomato juice.
I am drinking alcohol because that's what I read in the books, that they always have an ale. That's just how it works. And so that's what I got to
I've
do.
poured the ale over my face and it's dripping down like my body.
In
You
the
don't
mouth, Russell. In the mouth.
You don't just like sit down on
This
the
is
ground
my
and
mouth.
like dip a root in, just
Surface area.
Consume the nutrients. What if it just drinks its free ale? Why not?
What time of day was it again?
Like 5 in the afternoon, 4:30.
It's about 4:30 now.
All right. Well, we might as well have an early dinner and then get out of here. And we still need to secure lodgings. We did just get off the boat, and I'm sure both of us are carrying backpacks with all of our stuff. You know what I mean?
oh, yeah, right. Drew.
I mean,
Well, this is an inn.
Yeah, that is a tavern. We can just take some lodging here.
Yeah. So I suppose we should go.
It might
talk
be
about
pretty full
getting
because,
rooms.
I mean, the festival has already been going on. so you might have trouble getting a room. But good luck.
Right. That's yeah. No, it's, we just got off the boat. Need to get a room somewhere. So
One could always do as I do and stand outside in the wonderful outdoor weather.
If only we could all be as equipped as you to do that, Russell.
I'm sure you could. I believe they call this a creature of comfort. Nod sagely.
Yes, that's what that turn of phrase means.
I have no idea. I'm a fucking plant, bro.
Meat gives a pleading look at Orphe and Lee.
Hmm?
Like this is what I deal with.
Looks at you, Luke. Looks at the plant. Shrugs.
A nerd in a tree, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the 6'8" normal guy." So yeah, let's get whatever soup or whatnot he's got on, because with this many people, he's
All right, very good, very good. He'll add it to Meat's tab, which is essentially his parents' tab.
damn.
all right.
And you guys are provided stew, a most hearty and delicious stew to fill one's tummy or one's roots.
Delicious. Into the blender it goes.
Excellent. Now, is there anything you guys wanting to do, or do you want me to skip ahead to the main event? Or the stargazing event in this case?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll take in all the festivities, but yeah.
I wanted to stop at the general store and get the things my mom wanted.
Excellent.
I am going to ask around about getting us a room to see if there's anything available, but that doesn't need to be a big deal.
Mhm. All right.
I wanted to do the porter competition just because it sounded funny.
There is, fortunately, one room available in town, in this inn in particular. There's other inns that have availability, just this one has one room. It is a single room with 2 single beds, so not a lot of room, but there is enough room for you and Orphe, fortunately, for this tavern. You don't have to share a double bed, is what I'm getting at. Because the other tavern has just a single double. It is a total of 2 silver due to the markup of the festival.
Sure, I'll put down 2 silver.
For the night? All right.
Yeah, for the night.
That's total or per person?
It's for the room.
Yeah,
All right.
I
So
put
one
it down.
each. Oh, you're just going to pay for it?
Bad cat.
All right.
Need to look for some exotic delicacies.
All right. As lodgings have been secured, you guys making your way back to the main thoroughfare. Meet with a quick stop at the general goods. Anyone else joining you inside?
I suppose I'll go in and take a look around.
All right.
Where was the porter's competition again?
The Potter's competition is up on the hill at Archibald's Treasure
Archibald's
number
Treasure.
13. Yeah.
Is there a wrestling competition?
There is. Yes, that would be
Oh,
found
oh.
within the garrison.
I want to do that.
Or not really within, but outside the garrison, so over here.
Wrestling competition.
Mhm.
I'm really good at grappling. Is eating people prohibited at the wrestling competition?
Yes.
I would.
We've been told this every year.
I think I'll
They
go
didn't-
there and ask again.
Again, they didn't change the rules.
We just tell you no.
Oh. But
All
I
right.
don't. I'm only putting them in the mouth. I'm not going to eat them.
All right. As you three make your way into the general store of kibbles and bits, you'd find that the place itself is neatly organized, stacked with shelves upon shelves, and display cases of various knickknacks, baubles, goods, food, services, just general goods. This is a general goods store. Sitting upon the counter, and I do mean sitting on the counter, not just on the chair behind it, because the chair's small and he doesn't like the chair, is a yellow-scaled kobold with a blue wizard's hat, dressed in flowing green robes with a blue little handkerchief, and just bedecked in necklaces and rings. Hiya! Welcome on in to Kibbles and Bits. What can I get you for? You looking for bits and baubles? You looking for food? Perhaps you need some... I know, you need some weights, don't you?
No, I'm not here for me today. Scratch.
I see.
I'm picking stuff up from my mom's.
That makes sense. Same thing as usual.
Yeah, but I also need some dish rags and
Gotcha.
spool of thread.
All right, no problem. I'll add to a tab.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I got that right in the back for you for a package and dish rags, spools of thread. Okay. There you are. All packaged up nicely and tightly and ribboned off.
Thank you.
Of course. You know what I say? A package tidy is a package sold.
Writes that down.
Oh, who are your friends? I haven't seen that one before. Or that one. Hi, I'm Scratch.
Another idiom to add to my collection.
I'll
Dude,
just give Scratch a little wave.
Is he like
Hi,
expecting an
Shotgun.
invitation,
I didn't
or is
see
he
you
expecting
there.
an introduction, or?
Yeah, I mean, he's whether you introduce them or these two introduce themselves. He's kind of looking.
Well,
Oh, they just came off the boat for the festival.
Ah, newcomers. Excellent. Let me just goes to the sign, flips some numbers down. It's now increased by double the price. Welcome to... I'm kidding. It's back in place. Welcome. I always do that every time. It always gets a chuckle. Sometimes it gets a rock thrown at me, though, so that's... Yeah. That time I do keep the price. Anyways,
Good one.
welcome. What can old Scratch do for ya?
Uncle, did you need anything?
Oh no, I don't need anything. You may call me Lee. Is well about Scratch.
Oh, hi, Lee.
No, you can call me Orphe.
Well met, Orphe. So. Oh, there's the Shaka, too. Can barely see you. So.
I waved hello. I was cordial.
Yeah, but I didn't see it. This hat's kind of big. I don't normally wear it, so.
Well, you got to look your best for the festival.
I do. I'm pretending to be Makai.
Oh,
It's a great hat.
excellent.
I figured since,
Very
you know,
nice.
he's does experiments, I probably should be like a wizard or something spooky, scary.
Mm-hmm.
So I went the most lustrous wizard I could find.
That is a rather fantastic wizard hat.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
gonna lie.
Got it from Archibald's. Got some pretty good stuff there.
Actually,
He's got this
actually,
broom
it
that sweeps itself.
like
Is
cleans
that
itself.
useful?
Yeah, well, not cleans itself. It just, sweeps. You put it there and it starts
Oh.
sweeping.
So by itself.
Yeah.
Oh, I
by
thought you
itself.
meant it
Oh,
swept
marvelous.
itself.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not the best at common.
An autonomous broom.
Yeah. He's got some weird stuff. Yeah. Anyways, anything else I can help you guys with?
Don't believe so, no.
Need some costumes for the party?
Oh. Do you have masks?
I do have masks, yeah. I have the dollar bin one and then I have the fancy ones.
What is $1?
It's a, dollar der phrase. Form of currency.
Oh. Is it gold? Is that silver?
It's like
What
copper.
is dollar?
It's like copper. Oh, Dollar is an island, far off to the east, beyond the expanse. There's a weird portal that opened up in the capital of the mainland. It, like, goes right to it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's quite weird. I got some imports from them too. Some fish and stuff, and I don't really know about some of the other things, but they're really weird.
What are the fancy masks?
Oh, the fancy masks, those run to silver a pop.
You know what? Give me one. He will take out 2 silver.
Oh, alright. Let's see here. Ah. Alright, he'll draw forth a mask that depicts that of a manticore's face, roaring and angry.
Ooh. He nods with a smile and just puts it on.
Excellent, you're very scary now.
Thank you. You too.
Yes, thank you. I tried my best.
So it is a very.
I
Oh
love
no!
them.
Pretends to be hit by magic. And just dramatically
Am
falls
I-
down.
Am I a wizard? Is the hat
And then
real?
It's very good.
Looks the hat. Oh my goodness, I'm a wizard.
Yo, wizard
no.
Scratch.
I gotta think about this. Anything else
Oh,
before I
no.
head out?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks again, Scratch.
Yeah. Closes the door. Goes inside, starts thinking about his life.
Oh no.
What an amusing person Scratch is.
Nods. Is it like a full mask, right?
Yeah, it's a
Full
full
face
mask. Full face mask.
Yeah. Wearing its skull.
Alright.
Should we visit the Archibald's whatever that was called?
Archibald's Treasure is the name of the shop.
Yes.
Well, you want a magic hat too?
There was a pottery competition. It sounded vaguely interesting. I don't know anything about pottery, so you know.
Well, the competition's to make the most monstrous thing.
Yeah, so you don't need skill, probably. Right?
Presumably.
It's a festival. Why not try?
Exactly.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know where it is.
Come this way.
Right?
It's
Follows you.
It's the big tower up there, and I'll point towards the north.
Alright. Are you guys splitting off, or are you all joined for the pottery?
Oh, no, we gotta stay together. I also read in a book that you never split the party. Every
Never
trek
splitting the party.
New
What
lore
about-
acquired. Adventuring 101.
What
Indeed.
about bath time?
Alright. Well,
Bath?
making your way along the road, pushing off to the outskirts of town, beyond the 2 watchtowers. You guys would rise up the cliff face, past the temple to Nepalis, and to Archibald's Treasure. Out front, you can see there's lines of tables, a couple people who are currently trying to work the clay, their hands just completely covered in this gray goop, and Archibald themselves, let me go make their token visible, a surprisingly young man, clean shaven, short, shaggy, dirty brown hair, with one eye that is glowing a most radiant blue. They are dressed in wizard robes. And you can't tell if the eye itself is part of the costume that he's pretending to be a wizard, or if he just is.
Is it magical?
It does glow magic.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, would we know since we're from here and we know everybody?
If you guys, I imagine Shaka with their fascination with adventurers probably know. Archibald themselves, they are. Let me just go scroll down to it. Here we go, Archibald. They are in fact a spellcaster. They are an enchanter of sorts, and they produce many of these strange wares that they've found, these antiquities. Though they never call themselves as such because the town's particular superstition. But you guys, since you guys, you have a mage in the party and whatnot, probably he'd be fine telling you guys. He, in fact, does practice magic.
Do I know if he lets me call him Archie?
Roll persuasion or diplomacy.
I mean, like from the past.
I know. I'm seeing if he does. Yeah. You guys are great friends, or at least he considers you a great friend.
This is why I have Meat go talk to people.
And let me just change his color to blue.
Wow, that was a quick ally.
Instant ally.
I mean, natural 20. You gotta honor the natural 20 for backstory
Brand new
growth.
spell. Meet
All right.
instant ally.
As you can see, Archibald up here currently instructing several of the local townsfolk, and even some people who are not from town, just pointing out how best to mold the clay in ways. No, not right there. You want to grip it and gently ease in the thumbs. If you just go wild, it's going to go splat. Wipes the clay off his face, splattering everywhere. Meat! Good to see you, good to see you. Just the person I was wanting to see through this crowd of able-bodied competitors.
How you doing, Archie? Looks like you're having fun again this year.
It is the most fun indeed. Here for the festivities. You wanna join with this? I don't know why. I'm just gonna take you guys to this. Okay. I swear, they get worse and worse each year.
Well, some of us want to give it a shot this year, and I'll kind of like head nod at Russell.
Sure.
Should be interesting.
Well, let's do it.
Raises hand. Do you need to know anything about pottery to participate?
Not at all. In fact, the worse you do, as long as you don't send it flying everywhere, the better.
Nods. I'll try my best.
That's not the spirit, but I understand.
I'll try my worst.
Excellent. All right.
Try my best to do my worst.
There we go. All right, just take yourself over to one of those spinning wheels over there to the south, and you should be all sorts of set. And I can get you some clay set up. Anyone else at your party wishing to join? I see you have some new faces here.
Oh, that Arfei.
Alfei, greetings. I'm Archibald Malhoun, proprietor of, Archibald's Treasure. If you need any strange items, like a broom that can clean by itself, or perhaps a carpet that dusts itself, or maybe you're looking for a mug that stays sparkly clean no matter what happens, or perhaps you're looking for a hat that stays particularly spiffy, I've got you covered.
Sounds very interesting, but not needed as of right now.
And he will then
And also,
kind of put a hand up
low on cash.
and whisper, if you're looking for actually magical items, I do have those too.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yes, of course. Anyways, if any items, as soon as you get the coin, I'm your man.
Very well.
Speaking of which, I know Shaka here has been wanting to go out delving in them ruins for some time. If you do happen upon any relics, I'd be happy to purchase them off of you over anyone else. Especially if you were thinking of sending them to Seeker's Guild, I'll buy them for double.
Oh. Really?
Yes.
Do he and her get along well, or
No.
Okay.
These are two different, basically, magic shops that you guys can turn in magic items to sell in town, and they're opposed to one another. It's possible you guys could make them not opposed to one another, but they definitely start off opposed. and they're like actively fighting. Not like
Right.
And one is
murdering
inside
things.
the city, and one is outside the city.
And can I tell if he's kind of just doing this because, or does he, like, why does he, and why do you want these particular relics?
Oh well, it's kind of my thing. I sell rare antiquities of the past eras and the like.
So you
Most
intend to resell them?
I do, yes. Well, some of them I might dust off. I might enchant a little bit. He says, underhanded, because people are nearby and doesn't want them to hear. But mostly, I'm just any rarities, any items from the old empire or from times of past. If you have any relics of time when Makai, the bogeyman that they are, were walking around, perhaps, if the stories be true, let's definitely be interested in those as well.
Excellent. Shaka makes a mental checklist on himself. Like, yes. Adventurers do that kind of thing. All over it.
From your sense, though, he definitely is wanting to buy the items just because he wants to buy them for purposes of his shop. But the doubling is... he's going overboard with that. It definitely seems to be some animosity with that.
Uh-huh. I wonder if I could get them into a bidding war.
Play both sides.
That might piss both of them off.
I mean, not if you do it openly. Say we'll sell it to the highest bidder. We'll give you both the chance to bid against each other.
That's so easy way to get so many enemies, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're all partaking in the pottery, or just you, Russell?
Oh, I want to do it too.
Excellent. I'll slide on up to a pottery wheel and let's begin.
Asla, you also participating?
I was merely wanting to take a look.
Oh, join me then.
Well, I suppose if that's what we're all doing, nudge Shaka.
Oh no. I did that a few years ago and it ended poorly.
Mm-hmm.
It gets everywhere.
Did you win then?
No.
I'm
Wrong
going to make another
poorly.
plant pot.
All right. So, for this competition, the lower you get, the more monstrous it will be. So more points will be added the lower the number you have. If you roll 1, however, or if you have anything that increase your fumble rate, the thing will go splattering everywhere and you'll just get an instant fail.
Fail, but don't fail too hard.
If you roll a 20, natural 20, you will also achieve most perfectly formed monster. If you have proficiency in the skill, and you're really good at it, because you'll be rolling craft finesmithing for this, then you are still wanting a low number, but your bonus instead considered a negative number. So if you have like a +4 with proficiency, that'd be -4 for this case.
All right.
All right.
What are we rolling?
So you're hoping for a 2.
You really want a 2, yes. So you guys will be rolling craft finesmithing, but you'll be using your dexterity attribute instead of intelligence.
Do we have to?
Yes.
Damn.
So, just D20 plus dex.
Yeah.
Hey, baby!
Nice.
Oh. God damn.
Damn. Man.
Those two are really bad at it.
I thought I was the other way around for a second.
We're just getting rid out of all of the bad rolls, just throwing them out.
But for the
I don't have
purposes
real
of this, you
hands,
guys
see.
are rocking it all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Get rid of all the bad rolls to do things that you want to be bad rolls. Alright. As you all begin to sit upon the stool besides the pottery wheel, beginning to spin the clay, your hands growing most muddy and gloopy with the wet clay, and you're pop the spinning wheel, beginning to form the bases of the vase or the bowl or whatever it is that you're making, and beginning forming like twisted spikes and monstrous limbs and just all around a most grotesque piece of pottery or some form of cup or the like. Lee, yours is almost functional while still being somewhat monstrous. For meat, yours very similarly is almost functional while still being somewhat monstrous. Orphe and Russell, the two of yours is more monstrous beast than it is a piece of pottery. It is just an outright cyclopean horror.
What do you
Strangely
mean,
enough,
claw? I tried to make
as
a
you
sword.
as you kind of lift one of the like the little limbs, it opens up to reveal there is in fact an interior, as you have formed a pitcher, a monstrous pitcher. And since you are trying to make a sword,
Like it's a sword, but it's so deformed that it's just like a giant claw.
you have formed a pottery claw. So you guys have gained. Let's see here. Monstrous pitcher. Monstrous clay claw. Pottery. Yes. Just putting this in your item lab real quick.
What the party didn't know is that that will power the boss like 30 sessions later.
Oh, no.
All right. As you have formed these items, Archibald will eventually come around and look around at see what everyone else has been forming, and I will be rolling 3 times to see what they get.
Alright, not 20. Alright.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
This year's competition is lively.
It is. A lot of people are doing really bad, and one person is just doing fucking perfect. All
He's
right.
doing perfectly bad.
Let's see. Is this a named NPC that did the natural 20? High is NPC. Okay. Let me go find them. Zooming out. Let's see. I feel like it'd probably be you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Archibald will be walking around the various tables and whatnot, and would stop here, and will look down, and as you can see that there is a small gnomish woman, old of age, with long, fluffy locks of white. You would know her, for those who are native to the town, as Oda Mernig, the owner, though since retired, of the tavern known as the Fisherman's Hollow.
So she got money.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Is she the type of gnome who prefers not to be referred to as old? Or does she not mind?
let me look at
like-
the notes.
Like, would she get offended if I were to call her, like, elder, or would she rather me call her, like, big sister?
Checking my notes. Do 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 do. She does not hold any particular issue with people calling her old. Though you would know her as someone who has quite a range of feelings. One who can feel the strong sensations of happiness and sadness quite easily, and can kind of she is easily saddened is what I'm getting at. Or easily made happy.
I'm gonna come up over here and say, Auntie Oda, you did great. That's amazing.
Oh, I know, right? It is first try. Even I never tried before, but I thought, why not? Old Mernig, I mean, you might as well try something new this time. Not getting any younger, eh? Oh my goodness, this is quite the beast. It looks like an owl bear. But look, its beak opens. She's like, open the beak. Well, that is certainly a first indeed. I didn't think we would get one of these. Congratulations, Oda. Owen, that is most horrifying. Well, I think we have a bit of a tie in this term. Yours is actual just a beast that is functional, and yours is, well, monstrous. Decisions.
Coin?
Coin, excellent, yes. Coin. Gonna take the coin offered.
Yeah, he just gives you like a copper coin.
You'll then flip it. Alright, 1 is Russell, 2 is Oda.
Nah.
He will look at Meat slowly as he looks at the coin. You want him to cheat, Meat.
No,
Excellent.
absolutely not.
He will look at the coin. Aha! Well then. He'll flick the coin back to Orphe. Seems our winner of the competition is Oda with this most impressive Albert figurine. And it is functional, which is a first. Like, I've never seen a functional monster. Like, that is truly impressive. Anyways, good going, everyone. You've made a most acceptable attempt. Many of you have formed monstrous formalities that I will hang upon the shelves, and you are welcome to come upon them. For those who have come in second and third, you are welcome to keep your pieces. Namely, you two. Everyone else, probably best to clean up before people see. Yeah. Regardless, I hope you come again, and, of course, for those who participated, there is a tiny pin near the entrance of the shop that you're welcome to.
I love my monstrous picture.
Alright. Do any of you want to grab a pin that he has at the entrance of the shop for participating?
Sure.
I feel like I have like 7 of them.
Like a writing pen?
It's more like something you'd like attach to a backpack, like a decorative pin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have a bunch of them at my house because I've been here my whole life.
Alright. Here you go. You guys have acquired Archibald's monstrous pottery pin, which depicts that of a roaring grick.
Beautiful.
Very well, very well. Hope you all come by next year, and remember, the monstrous the better. Or, I guess, functional in some cases. And you'll see him hand Oda a small coin purse that she will then decline, and he will definitely be happy about this. Right. Well. Alright. Anything else were you guys wanting to do with this area, or wanting to move on?
I'm gonna wave bye to Archie and say goodbye to Annie Oda.
Alright, very good, very good. Well,
A wonderful specimen.
excellent. Very good, very good. I'm just keeping an eye on the time because we're running low, so I'm gonna push you guys to the next section now. As you guys make your way back along the road, pushing on back through town, you guys are crossing the garrison. Are you wanting to partake in the wrestling competition, some of you, all of you, or just continuing on?
I am, as long as Russell doesn't try to eat me again.
I would never.
They added a rule just for you.
No.
We did
Yes.
indeed plant
It's
Russell.
called the Russell rule.
Yeah,
Well,
everyone knows the Russell rule. No eating competitors. Anyways, step right up if you want to get into on this action. First one down. You have 3 other competitors in the tourney for this point, so I'll stack you each against an opponent. Go from there. Victor of all receives the reward, as well as this fancy belt. He kind of holds up a shiny leather belt with emblazoned within the belt buckle itself in brass is the word trophy. I still was having the smith change it around for this time, but didn't quite get it in time, unfortunately. Had quite a large order from the barn, so regardless, trophy will work for now.
I feel like I have a better shot this year. I've added a whole inch and a half on my biceps.
We'll have to see if that matters. Sometimes you need speed for these types of games too, not just muscle. Keep telling you that. Regardless, let's see here. So, for you lot, you have Marin, Durn, Troubled. Let's see here, 3 rounds.
Can I also join, just why not?
And Parnum. Alright, and you're also wanting to join Orphe?
Yeah, why
Alright.
not?
Very well,
I
very
have
well.
I have no skills in grappling, but that sounds like a fun time. Why not?
Lee will
Eight people.
decline this particular challenge. It seems a little. No thanks.
Alright, well, let us begin round 1. So, come in your challengers. Let's start with you, Meat. You'll be facing off against Dern. Well, good luck with that one. As you'll see a most rotund dwarf rounds the corner. Red, ginger, flaming hair blazing in the fading sun as he looks up towards you. Highest time I'm gonna take you down, Meat. And you'll owe me the drink.
I'm going to point a finger at him and say angrily, "You're always taunting me with all that hair, Dern. This year, I'm not putting up with it."
Well, maybe if you just grew it out, you'd be fine. Well, that's what I
I
think.
blame my parents.
Regardless, regardless, I want a clean and Russell rule-free from eating people fight. That means your hair, Dern. I don't know what you're talking about. I've eaten people before. Regardless, all right. The count of 3. Begin. For purpose of this thing, you guys are gonna be rolling grapple checks.
Can I roll other maneuvers? Like a strategy?
If you want to try to do a strategy, you are free to describe it, and I can provide adjustments as such. But base roll is grapple.
Well, basically, I want to trip him and then grapple him and then powerbomb him.
Yeah. Gotcha. So for this, there's a round of 3 total rolls per contest, essentially. First 1 to 2 victories, so 2 successes, is the one who wins the contest. So, since you are wanting to try to trip them first, you are good to go ahead and roll me a trip maneuver, and I will roll me a grapple maneuver for Dern. As he's just going to try to grab hold of you, put you into an arm lock. As you try to trip him, he is far too short and stable with his dwarven legs as he just grabs hold of you, twists around to your back, and grab hold of your arm and holds them tight behind you. That's 1 victory for Dern.
Okay, so out of character, this happened to me in high school. Can I just fall backwards onto him with my 6'8", 375 pounds?
Sure, you can roll me a bull rush or trip.
Trip is better.
Alright, and he is going to try to roll a trip against you, so he's going to try to, pile drive you into the ground. As he tries to pile drive you, he just falls with you and gets crushed outright. As you are now holding tight of him, and it is neck and neck for this wrestling competition, as we will go for the final round.
Can this one just be I mean, I guess it's the same modifier. Just like a strength where I just like pick him up and slam him on the ground again. Like just like lunchroom brawling, basically.
Roll a natural weapons check. As you attempt to do that, he is going to try to
What's natural? You mean inherent weapon?
natural weapons.
Natural.
Yeah, natural weapons. He is going to try to kind of jump to the side and using his hair kind of tickle your nose, try to make you release your grasp. He's going to try a dirty trick. He's cheating.
Oh god.
As he tries this, all he gets is his hair slammed to the ground, which fortunately cushions his otherwise bare forehead, as he just slammed to the ground, knocked senseless, and rolls off to the side. Well, I think that's quite clear. We have a winner in a meet, as is last year. So, you rise in ranks, meet to the next round. From here, let's have Russell. Let's see who you're facing off against.
Very well. Are you sure I can't just put a portion of them in my mouth?
No! The Russell rule stands. And you'll be facing off against Parnham. As you'll see, this relatively broad-shouldered dragonborn figure kind of walks out around the corner. Black scales, black dragon-style horns, looks out towards you. Don't do it this time, Russell. I really don't want to clean my scales again.
It was a point of curiosity, nothing
You've
more.
tasted me now, you don't need to taste me again. Let's leave it at that.
I'll keep the teeth closed this time.
Excellent.
Can I whisper? Like, kind of under my breath, but loud enough for everybody to hear?
Sure.
But, like, cheese gets better with age.
All right. For this one, how are you wishing to begin the contest?
I'm gonna grab him.
All right, as you're going to try to grab him, that is a grapple check. He's going to try to bull rush into you and try to slam you to the ground. So he's going to use a bull rush.
Whatcha? Fuck.
Whatcha? All right, you grab hold of him and follow along with him as he just sends you flying up against the edge of the wrestling ring. As he holds the current strength in this position here, how do you wish to try to turn the tables in your favor?
So I'm currently in the weak. I've got grabby hands. Can I? I'd like to try wrest control of like the grapple like from them with my good old grabby hands.
All right, you can give me a grapple check, and he is going to try to send you falling to the ground with a trip.
Hey, don't know if I have anything to say about it. Hey, me wondering if I can use my key here. No, it's only for attack rolls. Huzzah!
As he tries sending you flying to the ground, it's only too late that he realizes your vines are creeping up behind him as you just grip his arms and pull them back as he is now held in your grasp with ease. Uh-oh.
Out of reflex, my mouth opens, but then I close it again.
Please no! Alright, from this point, he is going to try to slam you up against the post once more, the edge of the ring, to slam you into the ground, essentially, from the force of it. He's going to try another bull rush.
I'll try to send them. What's like a. How would be like bear hug, like crushing them. I'm not eating them. I'm crushing them against my body this time. It's different.
I'm just breaking their spine.
You can do an overrun or a grapple.
Sick. I'll keep doing grapple.
All right. I give. As you hear bones popping. Natural one, that.
I hastily let them go once they. bid their surrender.
I think that is quite clear that Russell wins this round. Surprisingly, without feeding upon anyone this time. So, good going. Let's keep it up. You rise in the next round. Now for this newcomer. Step right on up. Let's see, what's your name, lad?
Orphe.
Lad. I'm sorry, I'm partially blind, as you can see. I only have one eye.
I know that I'm an elf, but still. Orphe.
Didn't
Right.
answer the question.
Yes.
Well,
Are you male or female? Elf. Oh. Oh, okay.
I mean, they can be other, they, them, I just...
I just don't really care. It doesn't
Fair enough.
really matter.
Well, Orphe it is. You are fighting off against D2. Marin. You'll be fighting off against Marin. This one is a rascally little fella, but they do have quite the stronghold. So, you'll see a halfling step up. This one, blonde hair, kind of ruddy brown skin, a bit of a scar between her lip, kind of like ringing up from her bottom corner of her lip all the way up towards just below her right eye. All right, newcomer, let's see what you got.
Please be gentle.
I make no promises.
No.
I'm in it for the coin pouch. What are you?
Yeah, just the experience, I guess. Something new.
She's going to just nod at this as Rogar will go, begin! As she's just going to go full on, just barrel roll, trying to grab into you.
I'm going to try to use my light frame to, just dodge away.
You roll me
Doing
a
some
CMD.
acrobatics. Can I use acrobatics? Do I have some- Hello?
You can use CMD.
So no acrobatics. Right. What is my CMD? It's good old 3. That's a 3.
Alright, she grabs hold of you, surprisingly quick and strong. She holds to your legs and begins to send you to the ground as she tries to trip you.
Can I use repel?
You could. Want to try
To
repel?
try to... Yeah, I will try to repel to...
To shove
Try
her
to
off.
wrangle my leg free.
Excellent.
I have a button for repel. It's
Alright.
slightly better.
You shove her off, pushing off to the side as she skirts along the dirt and dust of the ground. She looks up towards you, wipes her brow a little bit from the sweat of the bout that you've been going about. You got some fight in you, Orphe.
Same. You're much faster than I anticipated.
Well, they don't call me.
They don't call you? That's pretty bad. Should I call you?
I completely blanked on her name right then, and it made it funny. They don't call me Madden the Quick for nothing. I'm not the quick. I'm not that quick.
If you want someone to call you, just tell me. That's-
Enough. She's going to dodge towards you and try to slide between your legs and kick upwards, trying to push you out of the way.
Can I parry that?
I'll allow it.
And it's like, if it's a kick, I will try
Previously
to
filthy casual.
just parry the leg to the side.
Go ahead. Alright, you just push her to the side as she goes flying, cartwheeling even, tumbling through the dirt as you advance to the next round. Very good. I think that's quite clear that Marin is out there last, not quite quick enough, as it were. You advance to the next round as we go to round 2. So,
He just looks to the Marin, like, who hit the wall, like, I'm sorry?
alright, so we have Troubled left, so Troubled's gonna be fighting whoever, which one of you guys don't fight each other. And we'll just see from, so Russell is facing off against, Russell, you're going off against Troubled.
No.
So, meet against Orphe. We'll do Russell first, just because top, down, left, right. So, Russell, you see Trobold, this very large, orcish individual, kind of step up to the plate. You can see their body seems to be somewhat Piscean in nature, though. It seems that perhaps half orc with half Triton. Then, Tree, let's see what you got this time around, and I would like to warn you, I also have my own teeth, so don't go biting unless you want bitten back. And then this
Get into a
Rogue
little
War
stance.
will speak up. No biting regardless! Russell, rule.
Oh, if you say so.
Alright. Trobold will kind of step up to the side, crack their knuckles and their neck, and they will set up into a fighting stance, a grappling stance. Then, Russell, I'll let you take the first swipe.
As I get into this sort of like low stance, like my back like arches like down, and with the fronds in front of me, I take on the slight visage of like almost like a lion. I'm gonna leap at him.
Oh. You can roll me a natural weapons or bull rush attempt.
I'll do nat weapons. Aw.
As you leap towards him, he is already ready. He just pushes you to the side and then kicks down as you fall to the ground prone. And he'll then rush to kind of grab hold of your bony branches and hold you steady on the ground with a grapple attempt. What is your attempt to prevent?
I'm gonna counter grapple him. I'm made of vines. This is where I want you.
All right, roll me your grapple
This is where I
check.
want you. Oh fuck! Can I luck that?
You could, but I think you already know the result.
All I have to do is win.
You only have to win this round. Yeah. You want to try cheating since you can
Fuck.
feel? Well, luck isn't a reroll.
Oh, it isn't.
Yeah, and unbound it is a plus of
It's
your
like
modifier to
Destiny.
the. It's not even
Oh,
Destiny. It's
okay.
just you add your modifier from luck to the result.
Double, never mind. I just eat shit.
Yeah, yeah. If you guys had inspiration, that'd be helpful. But unfortunately
Yes,
not.
yes.
Yeah. All right. As you just eat shit, he jumps on your back and just holds you steady. Your vine's trying to reach out to grab him hold and send him flying, but he just each time one tucked under the elbow, one tucked under the neck, one tucked under the knee, and just keeps grabbing. All of your vines are writhing and flying, but you're no match. So unless you want to cheat, he has you held and grappled, and he is the victor in this case.
Or start a H porn.
I would chomp him, but I was told not to chomp people, and chomping would get me DQ'd anyway.
Fair. Would either Shaka or Lee want to try cheating on your behalf, like by distracting him?
What? Why would I do that?
Fair enough.
That doesn't make any sense.
All right. In this
I wouldn't
case,
want it anyway.
Rogar will call out, "Oh, seems the plant has been bested this time around. Perhaps Russell's placement has been most effective this time. Well, unfortunate.
If I could eat people.
If you could, then people would probably not be partaking. Regardless, Strobel, do you advance? Also better next time." All right, Meat versus Orphe.
I feel like Russell is a potential like the shark guy from Suicide Squad. Just like we're gonna stop paying attention one day and he's gonna like have somebody in his mouth.
Probably.
No, I won't. Only if they attacked me first.
Luke, PvP at session 1. That was quick.
All right, as you two, Meat and Orphe, step out into the ring, how would you like to proceed, Meat?
That's a
Um,
powerful phrase.
You meat.
well, I'd like to start with a trip,
All
but
right.
if he's noticeably, or they are noticeably quicker than me, I would instead of going for a trip, I would go for a parry.
Gotcha. How would you like to proceed, Orphe?
Mostly defensively. So if I see him trip, I will try to dodge that.
All right.
Either repelling or like.
You can use
acrobatics.
repel or you can use CMD.
Right, I will try to just
Yeah,
repel.
for this thing, since it's a wrestling competition, we're only using maneuver skills, parry, repel, or CMD. Or natural weapons, since you can punch people too, technically.
I will try to repel.
All right, so
Okay.
you go for the trip and you go for the repel. As you go striking down, trying to trip him, knock him to the ground, he just steps to the side and with a quick grab, he has
I
you
just
in his
kick him like I just as he misses the trip, I will kick him in the leg so that he trips down himself.
Oh, there you go. You are knocked to a knee as from this position, we continue to the next round.
So now we're like the same height.
Pretty much.
Essentially, yes.
I'll turn that into a lunge, like a bull rush, I guess would be
You can go ahead and give me a bull rush.
closest.
And what do you want to do in response, Orphe?
I don't think I can. Can I parry a full body attack?
You can repel.
Repel. Yeah, I will try to essentially. If he lunges, I will go like duck down and try to push him over, like throw him over, using his own momentum by repelling.
All right, no change. That means you guys are neck and neck. An additional round is required as he goes sliding towards to slam you to the ground, pushing you back with a bull rush as you try to jump out of the way, and you both kind of just like lock in place, struggling against each other in a clinch. Another round is required, as there's no winner in that round.
Can I do? Okay, so we're like holding on to each other now.
Pretty much.
Not moving. So can I turn this into like? I just pick him up off the ground
Sure.
and then use that to just over because then he has no leverage and I use that to overpower him.
You can give me a grapple. And what's your response, Orphe?
The response is still the same. Please no.
Repel. All right. Please no.
I
Please no.
have
Please
one
no.
response. Please,
Nope,
please,
nope,
please
nope,
don't break
nope,
my
nope,
back.
nope,
Please don't break my back. Please don't break my back.
Once more, you guys are still clenching it up. No change.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Truly a fight for the ages.
So we're still holding on to each
Still
other.
holding on to each other. You guys are like sliding, sweating is beginning to fill upon your brow. You guys are you're skirting against the sand beneath your feet, and like there's no real movement, but it's just an all-around struggle between the two of you.
Okay, so you know how
Orphe still has a carefree smile, but inside of his head is like, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't.
So you know how when you were a kid and an adult or an older person would play airplane with you and like hold on to your arms and spin in circles? That.
All right, you can give me a dirty trick. And what's your response, Orphe?
I'm just trying to not be thrown.
Because I feel like
all right, give me a
mass-wise,
CMD.
I definitely got this.
Ooh, yeah,
Ooh.
no.
All right, that was really close. So, with this, I believe it's
We have
1-1 now.
one now.
Yeah.
As you begin to lift him up, airplane kid style, spinning him around, you begin to get a little dizzy. Still holding on for dear life at this point, but you're given just the briefest moments where you can react. How would you respond, Orphe?
I guess trying to break the grapple. Just
All right,
push his hands aside
That'll
to
be-
release myself.
a repel, and how are you going to respond, Meat?
Sounds kind of mean because we're supposed to be like friends, but I'm trying to win.
We literally met like an
Yeah,
hour
that's
ago.
true. But like I have no reason to hurt you other than to win. Right.
Other than this guy just rolled in on a ship and is challenging you to the wrestling competition.
This guy is
So-
a foot smaller than you.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to beat up visitors because then like tourism is a big part of our economy, right? So
So at this point, Meat's having a moral dilemma in the middle of the match. Is that what's going on?
like I want to win, but I don't want to kill him. right? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt him real bad.
What's
So
your
okay,
plan?
so we're spinning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try and break free of my holding on to him.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is like let him do that, but then stop my spin and spin the other way and heel to the face or elbow to the face, whichever would be more.
Okay. Roll me a
More-
dirty trick.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't do it in time. I see your 13's there.
Jesus
God
fucking
damn.
Christ.
All right. Unfortunately, you were not prepared as you go flying, spinning through the air, crashing down, and just knocked senseless as the breath is driven from your lungs with that natural 20.
I get Zangieft. That's it. That's just
Yeah.
a Zangieft spin. That's it.
Indeed. You got a spinning back elbow, but you were the one
Can't
spinning.
believe it.
That's a first, even throwing them around like a rag doll. Well, certainly pass into the next round, meet you against Trobold.
Or if he just
Very
lies down, facing the sand, he just slowly raises the hand and just gives a thumbs up.
I need to take a minute to not be dizzy.
Does he need medical assistance?
He'll be fine in a bit. He just needs a breather, like 5 minutes to breathe, to catch his breath.
Just got his bell rung.
That looked rough. Does he
Okay.
need medical assistance?
Yeah. I would consider him being down some stamina points after that, but he can get that back after like 10 minutes, so.
Oh, I can use stamina for this too.
Yes. All right. As Trobold steps up once more to the plate, the half-orc Triton looks out towards you, cracking his neck once more, his knuckles, his back even. Me. See what you got. He sets into a wrestling stance, puts out a hand, and then gives you a come at me motion.
I totally forgot that I could use stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read my stamina thing. It says any offensive martial skill. Is that only the red ones? Or does that count the maneuver skills also?
It just means you can't use defensive parry repel. And steel might not.
But
be
I could
considered
use it
offense.
on. I could use it on trip, dirty.
You would
trick,
use it on
grapple.
trip, dirty crib, grapple, yeah. All three of those are attack maneuvers, so. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And how would you plan to proceed against Trobold?
You ever play soccer or watch soccer?
As a kid,
Okay, you know what a sliding tackle is?
yes.
I want to do that as a trip maneuver,
All right, go ahead and give me a trip.
and I'm gonna use 5 stamina on it, and my armor is refreshing, which means I get an extra stamina for free. Well, it lowers the cost by 1, so I'm gonna use 6, but only spend 5.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So just for clarification, whether you decide to do it or not, do you have to choose to use the stamina before you roll or after? Does it matter?
Before, usually.
Okay, just double checking.
What stamina
Right.
feature are you using?
It's called exerted attack. It's in the generic martial tradition.
Yeah, that's before.
Okay.
So +6 to attack.
All
yeah,
right.
so plus 6.
So you have
to
a
this.
trip plus 6.
Yeah, it won't let me put it in the macro thing that I have.
Yeah, just
Just
roll and
roll
roll out
it.
it manually.
Yeah.
24. As you go sliding out towards him, knocking him to the ground, he kind of flips over you and lands behind you, tumbling down upon his back. He is going to try to swiftly roll to the side, kicking you as he does so, try to trip you in response. How do you respond?
I would go for the immediate grapple to pin.
All right, roll grapple. You spending any points on that grapple?
I'm gonna spend. I have to save some stamina, right?
You want to have at least one, because if you go to 0, you're going to become fatigued.
Okay, so I'll add 5 to the roll by spending 4 stamina.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I realize.
Jump towards him and he just kicks out towards you as you go flying, cartwheeling across the plane to the opposite end of the arena as you fall on your own back, as he will kick up, leaping to his feet and rushing towards you to do basically what you just did as he tries to grab a hold of you. You're both neck and neck right now.
Can I parry his grapple attempt?
You could repel. Parries are for attack rolls, repels are for maneuvers.
But you said grapple was an attack roll.
It's an attack maneuver.
Okay.
Attack maneuver means you can replace an attack using like a basic attack action with a maneuver check. So if you're like making 3 attacks in a single attack action, you could replace one or multiple of those with grapples because they're considered attack maneuvers.
Okay, I'm just gonna add 1 to this
You're
because it costs me 0 stamina to do that.
able to do that each time.
I can do it I can do it equal to my special bonus, which is 4
Nice. All
a
right.
day or
Very
a
good, very
long
good.
rest.
So one on top of this.
If I can find my mouse.
He will try to grab hold of you. 17 versus... As you try to push him away, he leaps upon you, dodging aside of your blow as he grabs hold, as he grabs hold of you and clinches into you, locking you in place. Unless you try to cheat, he has got you.
No, I mean, there's nothing I can do, right?
All right.
Even if I do luck, it's still only +2.
It's just the only thing you can do, I think, is cheating. So if you want to like try something to distract him or the like.
Oh no, never cheat.
Very good. In that case, he locks you in place, and after a few moments, Rogue will call 3, 2, 1. There we have it. We have a winner in Troubled. Better luck next time, meat. But you made a fine showing. And for this, you'll
One year I'm gonna win.
hand the belt to Troubled, as well as a coin pouch. And he'll hand to you a pin. For being second place.
Yay!
Alright.
I'm gonna stand up and shake like a dog because it's all muddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna knock my
Excellent.
stamina down.
There we are. Alright. And due to the time limits, I'm going to shucky ducky you guys along the beach. You guys do some more festivities, pushing along, and make your way to the tower to partake in stargazing. Which, the stargazing thing itself, activity, let's see, where is that normally taking place?
You'd think it'd probably take place like here.
It would, I'm just trying to find the NPC. Oh, that's why I'm fucking blind, I'm on DM view. Here we go. Alright. Pushing beyond the old library, you guys would open up into the outskirts where there's a few individuals currently looking through telescopes at the stars out beyond the wilds. As you can see that there is one fellow dressed in plated armor, surprisingly for the rest of this town. Green of skin, nearly shaved head, save for a mohawk, and bearing a symbol of the goddess Unira, the goddess of the storm.
Thrall?
For the star.
All right. Back again, Shaka. We'll step right up and see if you can't beat them last time.
Always.
And you got some friends this time around, finally leaving your tower.
Well, it's not my tower. But the joy of it is the knowledge I gain from it. I get to take with me for the rest of my life.
Well, regardless, your friends companions joining.
He'll look over to you guys. Hmm.
Why, of course.
I'm a little tired. I'm gonna sit this one out.
I don't know anything about stars. They look pretty though.
Balls of gas burning billions and billions of miles away.
Right.
Why would you
Okay.
burn gas? It's
Well, take a spot upon one of them there telescopes and get your eyes peeping. One to find the most constellations within the period of a minute, along with the findings of unique instances within the stars. Be the winner and be home to this here trophy and this here pin. He kind of shows a little shooting star pin.
I want to see if I can discreetly take a moment by myself and cast a extended cast summon tools spell.
You are a material caster, so you do have to do something with that. You're only a sleight of hand.
All right.
You look at his notes.
I don't think I'm trained in sleight of hand.
Trying to get you a fine telescope for a little
Well-
bonus.
Well, if I can upcast it and add a couple more, I can actually get a, I don't know what the term for quality tier 3, I believe.
Exceptional, I think. To
Is
get
that
a +2.
exceptional? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Do I have? No, I don't have sleight of hand. It's just a dex check. Do-do-do. Sleight of hand. Not very discreet.
No. Oi. Why are you casting? Just look through the damn telescope. As he says this, one of the figures actually goes, casting? Ah, don't worry about it. It's just, fishers and whatnot. They're casting their lines. Right. Okay. Actually, give me a bluff check for that.
Why are you fishing in the middle of the night?
On second thoughts, I'm just gonna whoop. There's now one less person in this contest.
you know what? I will just take up this space. Like, you know what? Is it alright if I join this one less person now?
All right, you still gonna keep casting, or are you gonna stop after he calls you out?
I suppose I'll just let the spell fizzle,
All right.
since we're surrounded by people and they seem to be against spellcasting for whatever reason.
Hmm? All right, very good, very good. Well, then, the way this will work is you guys will be making a total of 3 skill checks. You'll be combining them into a sum number, and the one with the highest number will be the one the most successful. If you roll a natural 20 on any of them, something special will happen. If you roll a 15 or above on the planes check, something special will happen. And if you roll a 15 or above on the binding check, something will happen. The checks themselves are there's a planes, a perception, and a binding. Those are the 3 that you need to roll.
Planes, perception, and binding.
Yep.
No, did you hear that I also joined this, so that it's not a surprise?
Yeah.
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 Hmm,
Do I
actually have those
in
also.
here?
Right. Knowledge planes.
As for your lores, you would gain a +2 to your total due to your lore for astrological charts. And that's for both planes and binding. Not perception.
So, a couple questions. So this is a competition of the festival, right?
Yes.
But I'm also more interested in the knowledge that we might get from the event about the boogeyman and all the historical lore.
Yeah.
So, does this event happen for the entire duration of when the comet is there?
It will
or-
continue going throughout the comments period, yeah. It's
Okay.
just most people at this point he's pretty much just by himself and just uses the telescopes to look through them, so he doesn't really run the competition. But he technically could run it throughout the night. But most
Okay.
people are it's just him by that point, so he doesn't really run it often.
Right. So I'm gonna kind of aside to Shaka and whisper, we could use some more potent tools for our endeavors. This competition, is it important?
We have all night to observe. Up on the roof later would be ideal for such things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's best not to agitate people in town like that.
Indeed. So, I guess we'll just do this little competition first, and then we'll go into the.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's fine.
So that was planes.
Planes, perception, binding.
Uh-huh.
Perception, man.
And you want all three.
Yeah.
Nope.
Binding. My dice do not like me. Okay.
What is, oh yeah. It's based on spirit.
All
I
right.
got a couple 20s. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just getting up the totals. All right.
But at least you did get above a 15 on binding.
It's true.
I rolled 2 3s.
Yeah. All right. So,
And
as you guys begin to call out various constellations in the sky, such as the warrior, the hero, the tower, just calling these out, marking them within a little notebook off to the side so that Roshka can keep eye and tally up the points. Even a few of you calling out specifically for Lee, you'd find that there is a strange sparkling going on out in the distant sky, something that seems to be like a you're not quite sure what, but it does kind of give you some pause. With a 19 natural, which is the important thing here, is that you rolled a natural 19. You think you see something somewhat unique out there. Are you trained in the binding skill?
No.
You have now gained a +1 trait bonus in the binding skill.
Nice.
yo,
Cool.
All right, and that is some strange connection that you are tied to this weird glow within the this astral sea that you have spotted. Saying if anyone else got a 15 or higher naturally.
Nope.
No, okay,
Yeah.
just the
The
one.
dice were sad all around.
Yeah. As Orphe begins to like lose sight of certain items, they're not really being able to catch up fully with all of you guys, or Shaka and Lee, as you're beginning to.
it's like, how do you
Look at
rotate
these
this thing? How do you?
Indeed. Eventually, you guys are almost neck and neck. The last civilian is already out of this race. They are not trained in these skills. This is more just for fun. There's a lot of kids like to doing it. But for the nerds, it's fun. At this point, though, neck and neck with Lee, Shaka. Just a little bit more, and unfortunately, with the buzzer right about to ring, or in this case, Shaka's count, or not Shaka, Roshka's countdown nearing 1. Lee calls out one last constellation, the Serpent, and from there, You can't quite find it to meet them as you are 1 point below. As he calls out, "Well, seems we got a winner here and the newcomer. Them spirits whispering to you, Dragonborn. You're just getting lucky."
Oh, I'm sure there was some luck involved.
Well, congratulations. You have seen the stars and beyond, spotted hidden things and more. I imagine you have earned your prize. And this badge, he'll present to you the shooting star pin. Depicts a shooting star. Next one. And he'll present to you a coin pouch containing 5 gold pieces.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm rich. Nice.
I'm rich.
May that serve you well in future endeavors, gazing the stars and beyond.
Thank you very much.
He'll begin walking away, but he will turn just as he steps almost away from you. There's no honor in using tools beyond the ken of your allies. If you can prove yourself from skill alone, you're worthy in the eyes of those above. No need to stoop to tricks to make it easier on yourself. Earn your victory. What you have now.
I understand, but getting a leg up was not my intention for the competition.
Well,
I would like to know more about the Star of Makai by any means necessary, so that we might delve further into this boogeyman legend.
well. You come for the legend, then. That we can speak more of. Chaka.
Yeah.
When the walls. Sorry.
Shh. That line is not to be used in this game yet. I'm saving it.
You will be retiring to your tower soon, yes?
Of course. The best place to view the star tonight.
You will move towards one of the telescopes, pack it up. I trust you with this. Bring it back to the temple upon the night's end, or the sun's rise.
Of course.
You'll look
Unless you want
towards...
to join us as well. It is the finest spot.
Roll diplomacy. Suppose my whelps can wait a night without me. I'll join you.
Excellent.
He'll look towards Lee. Feel free to use it to gaze further at the Star of Makai. Behold its wonders. In the
I am
meantime,
much obliged, and your wisdom would be much welcomed.
well, the stars have much to teach, much to offer. Especially that one. Meantime, I best be back to my flock pack up here. Be there upon sunset. It's full descent beneath the horizon.
Excellent.
And we'll begin packing up. Alright. From that point, since we went a bit over time, eventually you guys will retire to the tower with both the guild leader of the Hall of Reclamation, as well as Rashka Grim Hollow will join you to the top of the tower to watch the stars, which we'll get to next session.
Excellent.
I hope you guys had fun.
Can I leave? Can I leave the only available seating location for the guild leader to be next to Shaka?
Sure.
What? Why would you do that? What are you doing, Pete?
But
He's
from
like
that,
the wingman, but the
we
opposite.
will call things here. Hope you guys had fun. We'll pick up
No,
not
I'm leaving
next
it
week,
for her.
because next week I will
right, we got
be not in town. I'll be on
Valentine.
Indeed. But the week after, we'll be back. And probably streaming at this point.
All right.
I'll be popping this on YouTube
Wow.
soon. You all have a good one.
You too.